When you think about the giant, the powerhouse of South America, you'll definitely think of mighty Brazil. And it's obvious why Brazil comes to mind. It's the biggest in the continent in almost every aspect. Biggest in land area, almost half as big as the entire South America. Biggest in population, again as half as big as the entire continent. Biggest in economy, the GDP of more than $1.9 trillion. And it's got the Amazon. Brazil is the giant of South America. There is nothing denying that. So we definitely overlook some of the big players in the continent. Colombia, Chile, and the big one which we're going to talk about today, Argentina. The second biggest in the continent, has the second biggest economy and the third biggest population. Argentina is not the nation you want to look down upon at all. Reason 1, they've just won the World Cup. And the main reason why Argentina should be one of the giants of not only South America but the entire planet is simply the geography. Argentina just has the geography that can make it one of the G's, can make it one of the most powerful nations of not only South America but the entire world. In my opinion, Argentina has the best geography in South America, even better than that of Brazil. So what makes it that good? Starting off with what protects such a big country. The natural defense of Argentina. Argentina is well protected inside its borders. To the west, it's got the Andes Mountains, which do go all the way down to the south. To the east, the almighty Atlantic. And to the north and northeast, these gigantic rivers. Up here, because of these rivers, the region is really swampy. So if enemies, if Argentina has any, try to invade from up north, first they would have to deal with these big rivers and then these swamps. This would definitely not be an ideal way to enter Argentina for the enemies at all. Over there, these rivers are fed by the Andes, so the size of these rivers remain pretty much constant throughout the years. Having all these geographic features as the actual borders, Argentina's natural defense is absolutely great. Plus, the actual size of the nation that's protected inside this border is truly big as well. Yeah, Argentina is really big in size, 8th largest in the entire planet, covering more than 2.7 million square kilometers. With this size, the climate and the overall geography inside this border is really diverse. Up north, these rivers feed the biggest cities in Argentina and connect to Rio de la Plata. Along with the capital city, Buenos Aires is located as well, and these ports around the capital connect to the entire world. These rivers are big and navigable, so the trade is super efficient. Hydroelectricity is one of the country's big products, but even though the capacity is really high, Argentina is the 4th biggest producer of hydroelectricity in South America, with the production of just over 11 gigawatts. Now we get just a little down and we get to Argentina's gold mine. Not literally, but it is probably the most important part for Argentina. Of course, I'm talking about the Pampas. Pampas is a big region of plain grasslands covering more than 1.2 million square kilometers. Majority of Pampas is in Argentina, but Uruguay and even Brazil hold a bit of this region as well. Pampas covers almost 1/3 of the entire Argentina, and it is a blessing for Argentina. Pampas is really fertile, is really good for farming, one of the best regions for agriculture in the entire world. The main products on the Pampas are the soybeans. Actually, Argentina is the 3rd largest producer of soybeans in the world. Other than that, corn, wheat, sugar canes are produced a lot. But mainly, Pampas is famous for livestock. In fact, if you rank countries with more cattle per capita, Argentina ranks 3rd with 1.2 cattle per capita. Which means there are more cattle in Argentina than humans. So obviously, dairy products and beef are major products in Pampas as well. I guess we've all seen the memes. As we get bit down to the south from Pampas, we get to Patagonia. This spot is not that ideal for crops, however, it is a bit good for cattle. But the main thing about Patagonia is that it looks like this. Patagonia looks incredibly beautiful. Just by looking at some pictures, you can tell it's amazing for tourism, which is a really good way to bring in foreign money. Looking at all this, the economy looks really diverse. Farm products, hydroelectricity, tourism, and to add some cherry on top, Argentina is insanely rich in natural gas and oil. In fact, it's the largest producer of natural gas in South America. Plus, it's extremely rich in minerals like gold, copper, silver, also known as argentum. That's how Argentina got its name. And mainly the mineral I think is gonna make Argentina super rich. It's lithium. Lithium is super important because it's mainly used for making batteries for smartphones, laptops, and electric cars. And as the world is shifting towards the electric cars, the lithium mining industry can make a really big bag for Argentina, because Argentina has the second largest amount of lithium reserves in the entire world. Actually, in this case, Bolivia ranks first and Chile ranks third, so these South American nations could profit a lot from that and boost their economy. Overall, the resources this country has got are on steroids for real. And to even top this, Argentina is in a really good spot for international trade as well. It's kinda on the bridge of the Atlantic and Pacific Ocean. If anything goes wrong with the Panama Canal, or if Panama started acting shady, this would be the way ships would go from Pacific to Atlantic or vice versa. So this Ushuaia port down here might make a lot of profit for Argentina in that case. Even in general, having its control on such an important area puts Argentina on a really high position. With all this, Argentina should have been one of the richest countries in the entire world, but I guess we all know that's really not the case. The economy looks like it just keeps getting worse. They've got a GDP of just over $630 billion, which is even lower than that of Poland. And dividing that GDP with its population of 45 million, the GDP per capita is just around $13,500, comparable to the countries like Bulgaria and Costa Rica. But this wasn't always the case for Argentina. In around 1910s, the country was one of the richest in the entire world. But since the early 1950s, the country has always been declining, and as of now, the GDP per capita is one of the lowest the country has ever seen. The inflation just keeps getting worse. Now it's at 143%. The economy is just bad. Argentina definitely has not been able to utilize its geography at an ideal level. If it did, it would be up there with the US, China, and Japan. This instability in politics and economy has severely hurt Argentina's chances of being one of the most influential nations. If Argentina manages to get these things right, Argentina might evolve as a new global superpower. But it's all up to the nation itself. It might go up, it might go down, time will tell. As the famous economist Simon Kuznets once said, there are 4 types of nations: developed, underdeveloped, Japan, and Argentina. He said that Japan, despite having quite bad geography and being hit quite hard in the Second World War, is one of the wealthiest countries in the world. And on the other side, Argentina, despite having an extremely good geography, is struggling just to be economically stable. Simon Kuznets died almost 40 years ago, but what he said about Argentina and Japan is pretty much the same. Maybe some things just never change. But it's not only about Argentina having quite good geography and failing in economy, many other nations fall into this category as well. Turkey, the DRC, Venezuela, just to name some. And all these nations are the victims of really bad politics. So maybe some changes can actually boost these countries up. But ultimately it's up to them, their leaders. It depends on how they run their own nation, how they get things right for themselves. By the way, this marks the end of this video. Hopefully you liked it. If you did, leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you next one.